Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Krakow. In this video, you will see my interaction with Vaisakh, who got 99.84 in CAT 2023. He's a premium student of Krakow and I interviewed him to figure out his CAT preparation strategy. One thing which I found very interesting about him particularly is that his LRDA percentile improved from 60 to 99.83 in 1 year. So I found that to be very interesting and I wanted to know his strategy, what he did right, what he did wrong and how he achieved this fantastic result. And I personally found it very, very inspiring. The amount of effort that he put in, not just in preparing for CAT, but even on the mental side. How he was able to peak at the right time is something that I found very interesting. All the things that he has done to calm himself down, to ensure that his performance on the day of the examination was at its peak, I found to be very nice and very interesting. I also found him to be a very mature student who was able to handle a lot of things that were going on both in his personal life as well as in his CAT preparation very well. And I think that also reflected in his exam performance, because on the day of the examination also there were issues. I think many students panicked because the examination was much more difficult than expected, especially in LRDI where there was no DI set, and even in Quant where the questions were much more difficult. But Vaisakh was able to handle his nerve well, and he got all the questions that he has attempted in LRDI and Quant correct. And because of that composure, because he was able to do that, his percentile has increased significantly. So watch this video. I'm sure you're going to find it very, very useful. So if you have any doubts or any clarifications, or if you need any help with your CAT preparation, please comment below this video. I look at all the comments and I'll try to respond to all of them. Okay, Vaisakh, welcome to Krakow. I'm very happy to have you on this beat. Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
So I am Vaisakh. I am coming from Chalakudi, a place in Kerala. And I did my graduation in engineering from College of Engineering, Trivandrum. So basically my profile is like for my 10th and 12th, I have 95% and 94.6% respectively.
Okay, good profile. Yeah. And your engineering?
And for my engineering, it is 87.1.
Okay, very nice.
After graduation, I joined Saint-Gobain in India as a project engineer.
Okay.
So I have 3 years of work experience as of now.
Okay. You are working in the same company for around 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
After graduation, I joined and I'm still continuing over.
Where is the location? Which city are you working in?
This is located in Palakkad, a place in Kerala. So the plant is located in Palakkad.
Okay. And how are the working? What is the timings? Is it very hectic or?
It's actually, I go in the general shift 9 to 5, that's my schedule. But it also depends because I am involved in projects, which means installation of new machineries, commissioning of lines, etc. So it can vary depending upon the particular project at hand. But mostly it's fine.
Okay. So you'll have enough time to prepare for CAT, right? 9 to 5.
Actually, last year was kind of a bit hectic for me.
Okay.
Mainly because of some organization changes and all. I was put into a position where I had to take up more responsibilities.
Okay.
My colleagues, they had changed organization.
Okay.
So actually coming to my CAT preparation, it was very difficult for me because of this work in one side. And I also faced some personal issues. My parent met with an accident, father, so he was in bed rest. Some kind of issues were also there in parallel. But one thing where Krakow really helped me was the structured teaching methodology that Krakow follows, especially with the daily targets and everything. So despite my hectic schedule, to be frank, I haven't put in that much time into CAT.
Okay.
As someone would expect. But what I feel, it's not because I'm very smart and I could grab things in very short time. I'm just above average person. But even then, because I got a structured learning platform, the daily targets as well as the sessionals, and what really helped me was the mocks.
Yeah.
So I used to follow your booster classes a lot.
Correct.
So I took some tips from there, especially regarding the strategy for CAT preparation.
Okay.
When I realized, things are going tough on my end, I thought, I have to think of some strategy where I can maximize my advantage.
Yes.
So I had attempted CAT last year also, 2022 CAT, and I got 92 percentile out there.
Okay.
There was not much preparation involved. One thing I realized, my VARC was fairly on the strong point.
Okay.
I had 98 percentile VARC last year.
Okay.
But I was struggling in my quant as well as LRDA.
Okay.
Last year's LRDA, I got only 60 percentile, something like that. That was very poor.
Okay.
Since I was confident on VARC, I didn't entirely ditch it. I do the daily targets. Every day there is one RC coming in the daily target. I do that. And I really focused on LRDA because LRDA is really unpredictable session.
Yeah.
And it can affect us mentally also. And apart from this syllabus, the main thing that I realized that I should be very careful for the CAT is the mental strategy, that my mentality. So what really helped me was when there was just 1 week for the CAT exam, I realized, okay, I am appearing in the first slot. So the exam is at 8:30 a.m. So every day I used to simulate the exam sitting. So I will come sit in front of my laptop at 8 a.m. Half an hour I will sit simply because that will probably be in the examination part.
Yeah.
And I'll even the food that I used to have in the morning is something that I'll do on the exam day. Something
Very nice.
similar.
Yeah.
And I kept on doing that for the last 7 days. I didn't look into my marks because I realized if I am getting low marks, it
will affect you. Yeah.
So I stopped looking at my marks, but I just kept on doing it for the 7 days. I used the mocks that was given in the crack.
Very nice.
So that after that 7-day preparation like that, I was fairly confident. Okay, I will try and do whatever I can. And luckily for me, when during the exam day, the first slot, I was going in the first. So I didn't know anything about how the exam pattern will be, and the exam pattern kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Especially coming to the LRDA session, I was thinking, okay, there will be one data interpretation set. I will do that.
Yeah.
But it was not there.
Yeah.
So I got, okay, what to do now? Will the last year's thing repeat? But I immediately thought, okay, if this is difficult for me, it should be difficult for others also.
Very nice.
So let me recalibrate. I will do one set. I will try to do one set correctly. So I'll get safe. And I went through the 4 sets and there was one set related to the house problem.
Correct, yeah.
I tried doing that. So it was taking me some time. Usually I do LRDA set in 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes. This one took me around 28 minutes.
Okay.
But I got it correct. So I was confident. Okay, I know I got the 5 of them correct. Now I had 12 minutes. And I never solved any LRDA set within 12 minutes. Unless it's a very easy graph kind of thing. So I had 12 minutes and one more set to go. I thought, okay, there is nothing to lose. Even if I get one more, that will be great. And I was able to solve the professor's the election within that time, and I got all 5 of them correct.
Okay, very nice.
I was able to perform to the peak of my ability. So this was like the best result I have ever got.
Very nice.
The mental preparation as well as the strategy really helped me out there. Rather than putting a lot of time into the studies, this thing really helped me there. Then I moved on to the quant section. So typically quant, I was on the weaker side because I couldn't put in too much practice because there is only one way to improve quant, that is by doing
practice.
So I also had some strategy in place for quant. My objective was to get some 10 questions correct. So if I get 30 marks, 27 to 30 marks, and then I will be in a decent percentile. I will score good in VARC. That was my strategy.
Very nice, yeah.
So for that, I thought, okay, I should not get stuck with a single question. So I used to I will scan through all the questions, then I will do the easier one. That was my usual strategy.
Yeah.
So typically, if I go through some 10 questions, I used to get 2 or 3 questions that can be solved. For this exam, I went through 20 questions, but I only only 5 questions was solvable for me. So again, it took me by shock because since I was a little bit insecure about my quant, I thought, okay, is it me or is it the general thing? But okay, let me give my best. And I did 7. I could only solve 7, but I got all the 7 correct.
Very nice, very nice. So basically, I think you were completely on mentally. I think you peaked your performance.
Yes, that's what, because I knew my limitation. I couldn't put in that much time because of my personal as well as the work related thing. So I thought whatever I have, I will utilize it smartly. And that's why I am very happy that I joined CrackQ because the resources were there. Tailor-made for, I think, especially working professionals who are finding it difficult to take time to prepare since the syllabus is so vast. This will be very helpful. So it worked for me. I hope it will easily work for other people also.
One question I want to ask you is, see, last year after LRDI, after the examination, you could see that, okay, I'm doing well in verbal. But LRDI, if it is 60, you also will have some insecurity, right? You will also feel that,
Yeah.
okay, how can I improve? Okay, because suddenly it feels that, okay, from 60, how can I take it to 90? It feels, so what exactly did you do? Mentally, what did you do? And what practice did you do?
So first thing I did was actually last year's LRBA 60 was a shocker for me because I personally believe I am good at logic. I fairly believe logical reasoning is my strength. So I never expected my strength to be the worst outcome. So what I did was I analyzed my last year's CAT to see, okay, what went wrong. So again, what happened to me was I panicked in between while I was writing the exam. I spent some 10 minutes on one slot. I was reaching nowhere. Oh, then suddenly the panic kicked in. I moved to next set. I am not reaching anywhere. I moved around all 4 sets without reaching. And finally, I did something and I got some 3 or 4 questions correct. That's what happened last year. So I realized, okay, that's where I made a mistake. So I should not panic easily. And at the same time, I need to put in effort because you should get used to solving under time. Because I could solve all the set if I have ample time, but within the 40 minutes slot, allotting 15 minutes to single set, I was not able to solve. So throughout my preparation, whenever I get time, I gave more focus to LRDA to solving multiple sets.
Okay.
So we had so many different variety of sets in the CrackU dashboard.
Correct.
And one thing I always did was every week I used to solve one sessional LRDA.
Okay.
Even if I couldn't do anything else, I used to do one set of LRDA. So that repeated practice, although I didn't put that much, but I did it repeatedly. Whatever
Correct.
I did, it was a repeated practice. So that really helped me perform under the 40 minutes time limit.
Very nice, very nice.
I think that 40-minute time limit is the greatest challenge if you look into the LRDA.
So one more question is, see, on the day of the examination, LRDA section has started. Again, you put in a lot of effort, but again, that number would be there at the back of your mind.
Yes.
And 15 minutes have passed, 20 minutes have passed. You still haven't completed that set. So were you feeling nervous that what will happen if I'm not able to solve this set? Because 20 minutes have passed and you told me that you took 28 minutes for the first set.
Yes.
So how were you thinking at that time? Were you panicking?
So,
what was happening?
Actually, my thought process at that time was I spent some first 5 minutes. I scanned all 4 sets and then I was trying to solve this particular set. So one thing I realized is that, okay, this is fairly tough and I am taking a risky decision, but it is compared to the other set, this is where I feel most chances are.
Okay.
Then I should focus on this rather than worrying about anything.
Okay.
Because I immediately recalibrated my strategy to, rather than going for 2 sets, go for this particular one and get it correct. And although by the mark of 15 minutes, although I haven't reached the answer, I knew I was going in the correct direction.
Correct. You made
So
progress.
thought, okay. Yeah. So I was making some progress. So I thought, okay, even if it takes 5 minutes extra, no problem. I almost have it in my hand. Now I have to make sure I don't make a mistake.
Okay.
Because since I will only get 1 set correct, each correct answer will be very crucial for me. That was my thought process at the 20-minute mark.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I think very mature way of actually recalibrating and even telling yourself. Because even if you got that set correct, even if you made a mistake and got only 3 questions correct, it would not.
Yeah.
If you got all the 5 questions correct, you're clearing the sectional cutoff, and then you can hope. So again, very well, basically managed under stress. That is very nice. One other question that I always ask in these interviews is, looking back, okay, in the entire preparation journey for CAT, what is one mistake that you think you have done which you don't want to do? Or if you're telling somebody, advising, what is one mistake that should be avoided?
Yeah, one thing that I would, if I can change or if I would advise someone, that is start early. Because I already gave CAT last year. I had MBA in my mind. So I joined CrackU fairly early also by February. But I kept it little bit on the hold, saying, okay, there is time like that. And I thought of, okay, I will take it seriously from June, like that. That was in my mind. But all these issues, personal issues came right at the moment. So then I had to handle like that. So if I had started fairly early, I could have given enough time for quant practices and all. And I could have fairly scored good in quant. This year, there is also a little bit, I also acknowledge that there is a little bit luck involved because of the sudden change in the exam pattern. Everyone panic, and I fairly did well in that moment. That was the main reason why I could reach this 99.8. But if it was not there, then I would not be getting this much high score. I might maybe get 90 to the 99, but I will not. I do not think I will be reaching this one. So there is a little bit of luck involved. But at the same time, if someone who is out there who is looking to get into IIMs or preparing for CAT, now is the right time. Now it's only just beginning of March. We can start right away and put in a little bit of time regularly. The repeated practice is the thing that helps.
Okay, very nice. So what is your CAT percentile? What calls do you have?
So my CAT overall percentile is 99.84.
And sectional splits?
Sectional splits for VRC, I got it 99.33.
Okay, very nice.
LRDI 99.83.
Very nice.
And for Quant, I got it around 97.6.
Okay, very nice.
So overall, it's 99.84.
This is very inspiring, man. Like 16 LRDI to 99.8 in LRDI in 1 year is very nice. It also shows how much mental this focus or panic or having that composure is so important in doing well in CAT.
So that is one thing that really helped me. Even I started doing a little bit of yoga, meditation and all towards the end, last 2 months of the preparation, which further helped me because
Correct.
The one main problem a working professional will face is the lack of energy, because we are already going to the office, we'll be
Correct.
putting some 9-10 hours. And so we always have that problem of lack of energy. So doing something like this, I did it with yoga. Some my friend went for the gym. They had some sports activity, something like that. Even if we spend per day 1 hour for that also, that is good because it will give us the energy that will elevate the quality of our learning.
Correct. And even the thinking will become clearer. There will be like less distractions. Very nice. Very nice, Vaisakh. Thanks a lot for sharing your story. I find it personally very inspiring. So I'm sure many of the students also will find it very inspiring.
Thank you.